Hi, I'm Tony, and today we're going to look at design walls. So, first off, what is a design wall? It's basically a place that you can take whatever you're sewing and hang it up and see how it looks. So, it's a really cool thing, especially in quilting, whenever you finish pieces and you want to decide how your blocks are going to go and turn them any which way, you can put them on the design wall and actually watch it and turn things and decide exactly how you want it to look before you sew it together. Because how many times have we sewn something together and we're like, oh, yeah, no, that didn't turn out as well as I thought that would? Well, design walls help with that. It's also good with sewing, with anything with sewing. If you have pieces and you're worried about your pieces losing your pieces everywhere or going here or there, stick them on the design wall and they'll stay. Design walls can be a couple of different things. Basically, it's flannel. Flannel is one of those surfaces that will stick to other fabrics and not cause any issues. You can also use straight pins to stick it to the flannel so a breeze or an animal or something doesn't come by and brush it and bring everything down. There's a few ways we can do design walls. You can actually take a wall in your home, a door, a window, something, cover it with flannel, and there you go. There's also two commercially made ones. There is first, tablecloths. There's tablecloths that have a flannel backing so that the tablecloth doesn't move. Use that flannel backing for your design wall. But yeah, the two commercial ones, they actually do have a really cool commercially made flannel design wall that has grids on it. So if that's important to you, make sure you do that. And then the second one is the portable grid wall, which is actually what I have. So the portable grid wall really is just flannel. So it's a sheet of flannel, and it has tent poles that you can actually put your design wall together. It takes about 10 minutes to put it together. It's kind of easy. Unfortunately, in my home studio, I don't have room for a design wall. This is what I tend to use whenever I take it with me on the go. But I do have a wall behind me. So what I'm going to do is take my flannel from my portable design wall and hang this up behind me. And I will show you how I use my design wall. So let's take a look at it. So let's play with the design wall. All right, so I've got my pieces. Like I said, I have my Bargello quilts that I'm doing my design. So this is what I have sewn together for my strips. I want to make sure that this looks good before I actually sew it all together. So I'm going to pick my pieces up and let's see. Oh yeah, I like that one. There's that one. And then here's that one. So as you can see, by laying them on the design wall, I can see how my quilt is going to look. I can see how it's going to look. I can see how it's going to move before I actually sew my pieces together. Oops. There, up, up. There we are. This one got a little confusing because some of the pieces kind of started to look the same. There we go. Now, you do have to continue to smooth as you're using a design wall. Let me move this one up a bit. There we are. Now, it's not going to hold on to it. Remember I said if you have a breeze or if you have an animal that goes by, they could catch it and pull it down. If you're going to have something on the design wall for a long period of time, make sure you pin it. Make sure you do something so that whatever you're designing is going to keep it up. So something that I like to do is, in this case, I'll just take some straight pins and I'll just make sure that I put it right in the top. Right there. I am short. There we go. Right in the top right there. So I know that this isn't going to get pulled down. It may shift a little bit, but the whole thing's not going to get pulled down if I want to keep this up there for a long period of time. Now, if it's up there for a short period of time, so let's say if you are just checking to see how your blocks look whenever you are laying things out, maybe if you're doing a log cabin quilt and you really want to make sure that the design looks cool, then the design wall is what you want to do. So as you can see, as I'm laying more and more out, you can see the flow of my Bargello quilt. And if you actually are interested in Bargellos, I do have a video for that, which I'm filming at the same time as this one for efficiency. So this is an easy way that I am making sure with this quilt for that video that it's going to look good. And what I have drawn on my paper, it looks like that. So you see how I can now look at this and I can go, oh, wow. Yeah, that's exactly what I envisioned with the movements and with everything happening. Now, think about if you put something up on the design wall, if you don't like it, you can always change it. So it's a time saver. It's a way to, to figure that out. Now, how I hung my design wall up is I use these really cool hooks. I got online. There should be a link down below. The hooks, they're laundry hooks. The hooks themselves are actually turned the other way to the side. I actually just took my my grip and my wrench and I turned it. So I turned my hook so it was facing the correct direction. Because whenever I hang my design wall, I don't want to put it there permanently. It's only there temporary for me. So I use these hooks and I hang them from my my curtain rods that are going up top. And that's how I hang my quilts behind me for every single tutorial. So this is a great way to hang your design walls. You can also use double-sided tape, although it's not going to stick as well to the pure flannel. If you use double-sided tape, I would do a tablecloth, or I would do a the one that I have linked down below that has the grids on it. It has a plastic side that's easy for you to tape up. So yeah, design walls are a really cool thing. You should take a look at them for all the design stuff. And this is how you use it. And with the magic of video, my quilt is done. Now, it's interesting because you see how there is over here a difference in the coloring. So you may have noticed that last strip that I put up on the design wall didn't quite flow with the rest of it. Well, I realized because of my design wall, I was using variegated fabrics. I was using fabrics that flow from one color to the next color. And there was a major problem with the design that I had my squares in. It's still a little wonky in there, but it's definitely not as bad as it was. Because of my design wall, I actually figured out that there was a problem. I undid a bunch of things and I moved it around and fixed it the best that I could. But now I've learned something for the future. If I use fabrics for a Bargello quilt that are variegated, I have to really plan that out as well as my major design. So there's a couple things to go into it. So hopefully you learned all about design walls today. Show me what you design. Show me what you use your design walls for the quilts, sewing projects, whatever. I want to see your pictures. I now have my own Facebook group called the Nerdy Quilters. Quite Nerdy Quilters. So join the group, show me those pictures, let's talk design walls. So yeah, don't forget to follow my Facebook as well as my Instagram, Twitter, and don't forget about Twitch, where you can interact while I sew live.